Hi everybody, I am Jenn Johns. Welcome to my second YouTube channel, which is called Jenn Johns. Now, I'm coming to you from my main YouTube channel, which is Cookies, Cupcakes, and Cardio. I have a blog which you can find kind of everything that we do there, www.cookiescupcakesandcardio.com. If you want to find a second channel, which is my main one, where we have over 2 million YouTube subscribers, you can find that at youtube.com/cupcakes and cardio. Here, you are at Jenn Johns. Do I know where I am? No, I have no idea where I am. So I can see you guys all signing in. So thank you so much for joining me here today. If you like this video, consider sharing it. I'm going to be showing you a super easy dessert to make. Over on Facebook, I just did a live stream on kind of a similar version here. This one's a vanilla version with an edible Easter nest on top. Today on this channel with you guys, I'm going to be doing this treat. It's got some edible carrots that are actually strawberries, chocolate covered strawberries, and we've got a little bunny butt coming out of here. So what we're doing now is I've got some melted orange chocolate. These are candy melts. I've melted them in the microwave for about, I usually do about 30 seconds at a time in order to make sure that they melt gradually and basically that they don't burn. If you've ever burnt candy melts, they smell absolutely disgusting and they don't work so well once they're burned. So I'm just taking clean strawberries that have been washed, and you want to make sure they're entirely dry, because if you know anything about chocolate or even artificial chocolate such as candy melts, they don't like water very well. You can get candy melts pretty much on any cake decorating store. I buy mine here in Canada from a store called Bulk Barn. You can get them online on Amazon, pretty much anywhere you can find them here. I have Jenn with a carrot here, right here. This is a strawberry. So if you're only seeing the thumbnail, you might want to refresh and then come back in, pop back in. The YouTube app has been having some massive problems last night and today, which is why we're live streaming today, not last night like we were trying to. You want to take a clean strawberry and you're going to dip it into your candy melts or your orange chocolate. You could also do white chocolate that's colored orange using oil-based colors. And then you're just going to set that down on like a piece of parchment or a silicone mat. So I'm just gonna pop that little guy up here. Now I've done a whole bunch of them ahead of time in order to have them solidified in order for me to use them today. So what you wanna do with this is you can remelt it. You can dip a whole bunch more of them. Got some nice big strawberries to dip here. If you guys have questions, make sure you ask them to me. I am live streaming without somebody behind the camera today. I've got Paul behind the scenes doing some posting for you guys and linking videos to you guys. But what I'm doing now is just what you see is what you get, and I can see your comments and I'm responding to you live right now. It is 3, what time is it right now? It is 5 o'clock. It's 5:15. So we've got this time here in this afternoon. So putting away these carrots, Easter carrots, basically strawberries, chocolate covered strawberries. Who doesn't love chocolate covered strawberries? We are bringing out the hardened ones. So here are some ones that have already hardened. They're nice and, crunchy. They've got that nice chocolate strawberry smell to them. It's absolutely delicious. And so I've got a couple of those. Now, if you want to kind of add a little bit of dimension to it, I've just got basically these little lines across the top, so it looked more like an official real carrot. And what we're going to do, in order to get that, you could use a fork, you could use a knife, and if you just dip whatever you've got, I've got a spatula here, I'm just going to dip it into my candy melts, and I want to get relatively a small stream here, and so I'm just going to take my candy melt, and I'm just going to take it and go across my top of my carrot here like that. I'm doing it over top here of the dish so that anything that falls extra, I'll be able to use again, because candy melts can be remelted again. So this is just one feature to my dessert parfait that I'm going to be creating today. You're also going to need some I'm going to set those over to the side here. You're going to need an empty jar or an empty glass. So depending on the amount of people that you're serving, depending on whether you want it for yourself, whether you want to share or not, I'm going to use this, which is probably enough for 2 people. So this is about, I would say, probably 500 milliliters, so like 2 cups or maybe like a cup and a half. So this is quite a lot of dessert if you're going to do this. The brand of candy melts that I was using was Merkin's Candy Melts, but you can use Wilton as well. They pretty much, I really like the way that Merkin's melts smoothly, and I find that they're a little bit thinner than when I melt the Wilton ones. So what we're going to start out with this in this dessert is we're going to be using some chocolate pudding. Now the chocolate pudding can be homemade. You could use chocolate mousse instead if you prefer. I've just got it here in a piping bag, and I'm going to put it and fill it into the bottom here. So I'm going to put probably about 1/4 cup, maybe 1/2 cup of pudding into the bottom, and set that to the side. And then I'm just going to kind of give it a little shake so that it kind of disperses and becomes relatively flat. So we're getting that there. And then I'm going to take some already chopped up and baked chocolate cake, because chocolate cake is delicious. So I've got nice chunks here of chocolate cake. If you need a good chocolate cake recipe, my favorite one is actually hidden within another recipe. If you go to my Oreo cake recipe, there is 1 layer of chocolate cake in that Oreo cake. That is my absolute favorite chocolate cake recipe, and that's also the recipe that you would find in my cookbook if you haven't got the cookbook yet. Happiness is Homemade. It's available on Amazon.com. So I'm just getting these chunks of dark chocolate cake, and the reason I like this one a little bit better than I do the video that we have a chocolate cake video by itself up on the YouTube channel, and people absolutely love that one. But I kind of like how this darker one is just darker. It looks like it has more. It looks like it has more chocolate to it. It doesn't really, but it just appears that way. So we give away the cakes that we don't use. We give them away to friends and families. And neighbors, people I used to work with. We give them away as much as we can, because if you're a cake decorator and you're practicing, you know that you end up with way too much cake and you cannot handle it. Now inside here I want to add some color. So I'm going to be using my favorite Easter candy. Tell me what your favorite Easter candy is in the comments here. Mine is mini eggs. Thank you, Cadbury, for creating these and making them available all year long. Or not, because then I just eat them all year long. So thank you to Aiden for watching. That's so nice of you to be here watching. Thanks, Aiden. You could make this with your mom. This is a great kid recipe. Easy one to do, because you can make a mess of the cake. You can make a mess of the pudding. Doesn't matter. We've got a similar recipe up that Peyton and I, well, she's not little anymore, my sidekick, we've got, basically we did like a dirt cup similar to this, and we did that together, and we like put spiders and stuff on it. So if you want to get dirty and have more of like a boy themed kind of thing, or a Halloween type themed thing, you could do it up. I'm doing it up pretty today because it's Easter time, and I love the pastels that come at Easter time. That's kind of my favorite thing about Easter, the colors. So we've got a layer of pudding, we've got a layer of chocolate cake, and we've got a substantial layer of mini eggs, because you can't put anything mini egg just little. And you guys, if you've seen my mini egg cake from last year, you will know that I didn't do, that mini egg cake had, I don't even know, I keep getting asked how many mini eggs did I put on that cake last year. I have no idea, because there was too many to count. But I would like one person to go and count one row one row completely around the cake, come back, report back to me, and then tell me how many eggs it took for me to put around that entire Easter cake last year. So we've got our decent set of layers here. Now what we have next is, if I was going to do this as a pattern, we would put the pudding next. But if you combine pudding and the mini eggs, they do not mix well together. The mini eggs will run. So I'm going to put another layer of chocolate cake on. If you really want more pudding, you could put pudding additionally on the top here, which I think I'll probably do, because the one I did on Facebook, I didn't have enough pudding in my opinion. But if you're a cake fan, put more cake. If you are a pudding fan, fan, put more pudding. And if you're a mini egg fan, heck, you don't even need the cake and the pudding. You can just like slam back the whole entire jar of your mini eggs. That's more my style, quite honestly. So we are baking, no baking here. Happy birthday to your aunt. That's cool. Hi, Jamie. Everybody that's coming in. Hello, everybody. Thank you guys for joining me. I am just doing basically a super easy parfait type hack. I'm calling it a parfait because we're using cake and pudding as opposed to a trifle where I think officially if you're calling it a trifle you need to have fruit in it. But you know what? Oh yeah, we're putting chocolate covered strawberries on top, so that's technically fruit. We can call this a trifle officially. So after that, we're gonna put a little bit more pudding on top. So you could mix it up. I saw some people saying you could put whipping cream, absolutely, fruit into it, absolutely. But you know that if you're here joining my Jenn John's channel, it's going to be something that is absolutely full of sugar and not fruit. That's the way that I roll here. So this is super pretty. I love this part. And then what we're going to put on top is our bunny butts. Now to make our bunny butts, these are, they're similar to a gumball, but they're textured a little bit. You can see that texturing a little bit there. There we go. And I found them, they're actually a Christmas candy, and I believe it was marketed as a snowball. So we're going to be using those as the bunny tail, but of course you could use a marshmallow, you could use a regular gumball. Let me know in the comments if you have a different idea. There's tons of different things like this that you could use. I honestly just went upstairs into my candy room, and I have an entire shelving set of sprinkles. Like there's hundreds of sprinkles up there. And I just found what I could, and this was quite convenient. The other thing that I got, now I did not make these, you absolutely could, and I actually have a video up from years and years and years ago of how to make your own bunny butt cupcakes, but these I found at Bulk Barn, and these are from Wilton, and they come already together as a set. So you get 24 of these little guys, so that's enough to make 12 cupcakes or 12 of these little bunny butt parfaits. You made the bunny butt ones, awesome. Happy to see that. Before we put our bunny in, we need to put our carrot that he's digging for. So that's kind of the purpose behind this. And you need a visual. Cammie needs a visual of my cake room. I will be doing sort of one, hopefully before we move into the studio itself. We'll do one of those before it disappears. So we've got our carrot in here, and I want to add a little bit of extra kind of dirt. Now, a little hint for if you're using Oreos for dirt is if you use actual crumbled up Oreos as opposed to just the Oreo crumbs. The Oreo crumbs end up super, super fine, but if you want it to actually look like dirt, it's almost better to crumble up the Oreos yourself. So I've got these ones are a little bit more textured, which of course is going to be hard to see on camera, but it does that's just kind of like a little cake decorating tip there, or dessert making tip. We're going to use actual crumbled ones. And then there's like little chunks of the white mixed in there. You could also add a little bit of graham crackers to it. That just I've found over the years gives the dirt a more realistic appearance. Peyton, we've been asking about Peyton a lot. She is supposed to be filming. We're supposed to be filming together next weekend. We're going to do some challenges for you guys because we know that you guys want those challenges. We love doing the challenges, sort of, in a way. But she's a dancer. So if you don't know about Peyton and her dancing, she's a very, very talented dancer. And from Christmas time till now is prep work for her competitions. And she actually is on her first competition this weekend. I've seen the pictures from her mom, and I believe that she has more than one gold is what I believe I can remember what I saw. So Peyton has been busy in her first competition, and she's absolutely the most talented little thing, but I think I've got her booked for next weekend. So Miss Peyton, if you're watching, you and me next weekend. So we're going to take, after we've got our carrot into our little basically like garden parfait, we're going to put the little bunny butt there. I find if you set it off to the side, it's kind of just easiest to do that. Then we're going to take 2 feet. Now you want his 3 little toes pointing down, and you just want to position that around the bunny butt there. I love that. Could I say bunny butt like 100 more times today? Yes, I could actually, but no one would watch you there then, Jen. So we've got my bunny butt poking out there. Now, if you actually want a little bit of color added, I have some green coconut, and I just colored this by mixing it with a little bit of green coloring, green food coloring, and a little bit of actual shredded coconut, and just mixing it around in a Ziploc bag. So we've got a little bunny butt digging in the garden parfait cup, which is perfect for Easter, perfect for doing with kids if you guys have kids to be decorating with. If you want a different version of that, on my Facebook page, I also did one with an edible Easter nest and some angel food cake in here instead, but it's pretty much the same idea, and I'm definitely partial to the bunny butt version that I've done for you guys today. So I also, while I've got you guys here joining me, first of all, thank you for that. And if you're not subscribed to this channel, which is my new second channel, Jenn Johns, make sure you are subscribed here. And also if you, well, don't make sure. If you like the content, please subscribe. But if you don't, then don't, and we can all go on our merry ways. But I know that if you're here watching, you love cake, and I love cake too, and I love everything sweet. So I would love to be able to share that with you guys. So if you like what you see, join us here. And also, if you haven't gone to Cupcakes and Cardio, that page yet, make sure you head over there, because that is actually my main YouTube channel. The Jenn Johns channel allows me to do fun things like this, live streaming. The strawberries last for quite a long time, actually, covered, because it's not officially chocolate. It is that there's chocolate in the candy melts, but there's other things in it to make it stiffen up. I think there's like milk solids and stuff like that in the candy melts. Off the top of my head, I can't remember the exact ingredients that are in here. But while I put the bunny butts aside, I'd like to introduce you to Newt. This is my newest cake that went up on our first YouTube channel, Cupcakes and Cardios. Cupcakes and Cardio, thank you. I am getting tongue-tied because he's so cute. So this is Newt, and we did this as a thank you to Best Fiends for sponsoring a video. Best Fiends is a app that I've been playing, and honestly, like, I'm not even lying when I say I'm addicted to it. I went to bed with the iPad the other night, which I never do, because I just don't want to go to bed with the iPad. But I did. I went playing it because they've got this bunny challenge going on where you can collect Easter eggs, and I don't know, I was just obsessed and obviously couldn't sleep. So I'm glad that you guys like this. Hello to Newt. They're all saying hello to you there, Mr. Newt. So I've got a piece cut out of the side here, and that's to show his ombre design. So on the inside, I did put 4 layers here. I've got the lightest one up here, and if you were joining me on my Facebook broadcast earlier, you know why that I put up I put very subtle changes in between all of these different colors, because I didn't want it to be that super sharp, almost shocking change from a dark green all the way up to light green. I kind of wanted it to stay basically consistent in lime green throughout the entire thing. So that's why I've got the difference in color here. That's very subtle, but I kind of like it that way. So how did I get the color effect? Thank you, Cheyenne, for asking that question, because that's just what I was going to talk about. The bottom, I've used a certain amount of green drops and yellow drops, and then I changed my green drops and yellow drops until I got the colors that I wanted to. Now, I just didn't do it all hairy-fairy and not keep track. I did keep track, and if you want the exact amount of green and yellow drops that I put in each of the individual layers, that's all explained in my blog post, and it's also all explained in the description box of the recipe or of the actual cake tutorial on the main channel where Newt is living on Cupcakes and Cardio. So if you want that actual tutorial part for that, check out that in the description box and on my blog. Now, the front here, how did I get that to puff out? There's a number of different ways that I did that. The first way that I did it was I just used extra cake. I just took, when I was leveling off my cakes, naturally you get that dome and you can slice off that dome. You could put that on the top, or you can do what I did in the video, and I did a cake pop mixture. All I did was mixed it up, the spare cake that I carved off, mixed it up with buttercream, and then I basically pressed it onto the side. I put some spaghetti skewers into there to hold it on, and then I covered it in a thin layer of buttercream to hold everything together. When you put the fondant on top, it's going to squeeze it in nice and tight. When I did the Beauty and Beast cake, will the gel hold on to fondant as well? Yes. So the piping gel will hold on to the fondant. The fondant is what I put that on, the top layer of the Beauty and Beast cake. That is fondant. So yeah, totally holds on to that. So the other thing I wanted to talk about with this is on the YouTube channel that we have this guy up on Cupcakes and Cardio, people were saying, what's an alternative to fondant? Always for features like this, you could use some different things like his hands or his legs. So there are quite substantial amounts of fondant. This one is 216 grams of fondant, and the reason I'm telling you that is because when you want to match sizes for pieces such as eyes, such as legs, you want to use the exact same weight, and then therefore your sizes will be the exact same in the end, theoretically. But if you don't want to use fondant, you could use gum paste mixture, which is not really that much better than fondant, but something that generally tastes better for features like this would be modeling chocolate. But covering a cake in modeling chocolate is definitely not something I've done, and I don't actually know if you actually can. Now, in order to get this lime green color, I was using virgin ice fondant, and that's what's available here in Canada at Bulk Barn in the largest amount that I can actually buy. I do have a recipe for my own homemade marshmallow fondant, but because I needed so much of this fondant, because I do make a couple of different cakes throughout the time, I bought it, and I mixed equal portions of yellow and equal portions of green together to get this exact color of nude. I've just got black and blue and white, so it's pretty simple for the colors that you need for this cake, and then a little bit of kind of like a golden yellow, which I made by using yellow fondant, and then I put 1 drop of orange gel paste into the yellow fondant. Now this guy, the other thing that we did to kind of make him a little bit better was I put him onto a lily pad cake board. So I thought that would be, it takes your cake to the next level. It makes it a better presentation. That's what I'm going for when I'm doing an addition to the cake board. You can see here the little the cattails there, the bulrushes. Put that onto the board with just a hunk of fondant, and that's just sitting behind them, and that just looks aesthetically nice, right? So fondant is definitely expensive. It is something that is an investment. So if you want to make it, I have a marshmallow fondant recipe up on Cupcakes and Cardio, and that one absolutely tastes delicious. You just have to let it sit for a little bit after you've made it, and then it works just like regular fondant. Like I was mentioning, this one is, I used virgin ice this time. I also use satin ice. I also use Wilton. They're pretty much, those are the main 3 ones that we have available to us in Canada. We don't always get the same selection that other people get in other countries. So if you guys have got questions, keep firing them at me. I'll stay and chat with you. If you happen to be fluent in a second language, so many of you have already helped us out so much. We have the opportunity now with YouTube to be able to have our videos translated. Lots of people obviously are viewing our biggest, the most amount of people watch from Canada, the United States, Australia, and the UK. But I know that people are here from around the world, and not everybody speaks English. So YouTube now offers the ability for our community, you guys, to translate our videos. So if you're fluent in like Portuguese, Spanish, German, French, or one of those languages, I would be eternally grateful if you are able to provide translations to our YouTube channel, the main one, Jenn, or the main one, Cupcakes and Cardio, or even here. A lot of our videos here have been done, but so thank you to those people who have done those. I'm so thankful for you guys. If you're not even fluent, you can add different sort of basically, it's called, you can work in progress, I believe is what YouTube is calling it. So, and then when you go to the link that just got posted in there, what you do is you just follow, you choose whichever video you want to translate. So whatever one like kind of floats your boat, or you could start with our biggest ones, or whatever ones are our most recent ones, or whatever one you want. I would really appreciate that. So thank you to anybody who has already done that. I really appreciate it. Your modeling chocolate isn't hardening. I don't have my recipe memorized off the top of my head, but I think it's No, I don't even want to go there. If you send me a private message, or if you comment after this video goes up and renders, you can leave me a comment and I'll answer it. I'll look up my recipe. But if you also want to make sure, you can go to Facebook, our Facebook page, and you can leave me a message there. So anybody that wants to contact us, or if you want more information on how to do the translations for Cupcakes and Cardio and here on Jenn Johns, I can always provide you more information if you send me a private message, because I will definitely help you help me. So thank you guys so much. Urdu, awesome. You can speak English because you live in Australia. Cool. Instead of piping gel, can you use water? I'm going to assume, I'm not quite sure what we're talking about for that one, so you have to give me a little bit more information. Laura Martinez from Portland, you love the videos. Thank you so much. I missed the rest of your comment there, but I did not go to baking school. I am self-taught. If you guys also want to have basically front and center access to me, we recently started a community on Facebook, and it's called the Baking Buddies Community. There you can tag me, you can message me there. I'm always there. I've got a team of moderators that helps me there, and some of them are in here on the live stream. So thank you to Cami, Nicole, Beth, and Alia for helping moderate our group that we have on Facebook. So if you want to join the Baking Buddies community, it's facebook.com/groups/Baking Buddies community. A link just went up there for that community. So if you want to come join us over there, you hit the button to join us, and you request to join. And then if you say you came from the live stream, we'll let you in right away, no questions asked, because we like to filter who's getting in there, because we only want people of like minds who are going to support each other, which is our main focus in the Baking Buddies community. It's like, I have this problem, how do I make my fondant shiny? Well, you've got more than 8,000 people who have been incredibly nice and willing to tell you how to shine your fondant up in a nice, polite, kind way, which doesn't always happen in the world, especially on Facebook or in anything social media, quite honestly. So join us on the Baking Buddies community. Everybody will be happy to see you there, and you also get up close and in-person access to me as well if you want me to answer those questions. So thank you guys for already checking out this guide. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, Jenn Johns. Hit the notification bell for being notified every single time we upload a video or we go live, and do the same on Cupcakes and Cardio. And if you want to join me over on Facebook, please do so. And if you need more information on translations, let me know. Go check out Newt, and I will see you guys all again soon. Bye.